Hi guys, Piotr here, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to discuss XEN. What is XEN? Why everyone is talking about the XEN lately? Is XEN about to change the crypto space we already know? Well, before we are going to judge XEN, let's have a look what we have in today's video. So let's jump straight into it. So the XEN is getting attention. Well, it's very important because I would say, and I truly believe it's not going to be the huge, but it might be the next Bitcoin, especially if we are going to take into the consideration what has happened with the ordinals. So that could be at some point the key. Of course, the overall market doesn't look good, so the XEN is also falling. We are going to go through XEN charts and few XEN related charts. So let's start here. Probably you've seen before on Twitter this chart, and what has happened? Well, we've seen monster rally towards 10,000 and a little bit above. Since then, as you can see, we have quite few attempts to go higher, but usually each and every daily candle ended with the upper shadow, and we had high, lower high, and gave up the whole gains, right? Now, what the numbers here? Well, the number one is from where we started the rally, taking out the previous high. Then another number is related to another high, because from here we took out that high. Since then we were moving lower. Now the number 5 is quite important here. Why? Because what we've seen in the past, it used to work as a support for a moment, then used to work as a resistance, right? And we moved even lower. So overnight price action, it was attempt. Sellers were trying to push price lower, but if we are going to start to build lower shadows, meaning that we are going to have the bull's attention here, right? So 2300 looks like might be the name of the game, especially if we are going to take into the consideration that the FENIX is going to launch this weekend. But at least for now, we need some kind of the consolidation. We have to see the stabilization in between 2300 and 3300. For more upside price action in that case, we need to get the close above 3300, some kind of the retest, and the next possible targets are around 5,000, 5,500, and again around 6,750. Trying to make retest of this high, we need to see daily closes above earlier mentioned levels. All right, so that's the key. Let's have a look what we have on a smaller time frame. Let's switch to the hourly chart, and as you can see here, the market was trying to keep that low, and once the low been broken, we had two retests and both been rejected. So that's the reason we are testing 2300 with the lower shadow. What is also worth to mention here is the activity. What I mean by that? Well, as you can see, lately we have quite good activity. The volume is rising, and even with this falling candle but this lower shadow, something is telling me we might see at least attempt to retest 3300. Okay, so that's the XEN. Let's have a look what we have when it comes to the mXEN, so XEN on Polygon. Okay, very similar situation. Strong upside move, all right, and strong rejection. And we are testing right now the pre-breakout levels. Well, FENIX is giving the helping hand, and we have to wait for the next project to launch on Polygon. We are talking about the support around 3,200 and of course psychological level of 3,000. Now, where from here? If the market is going to try to hold that level, I would say that the first real supply is around 8,000. So it's quite 1.5 reward possible over here. That also is going to be the 50% of that rally before we've seen the low. So that's the very significant level. And the next one I would look for, in case of the higher prices, this broken swing low over here. In that case, we are talking about the levels close to 14,000, and that's in case of the further rally. If we are going somehow to make the break to the downside, in that case, this rising candle over here, all right, this breaking candle around 1,500 is a next level of the possible support, is a next level where we should see some kind of the demand. When it comes to the intraday price action, as you can see, there was an attempt to go higher over here, but been rejected because of this supply line over here. So I'm not so surprised. Around 5,000 from the intraday perspective looks like intraday key level. But I like also the consolidation we are doing right now. So that might be the attempt to move at least towards 5,000 when it comes to the early chart of the XEN on the Polygon. Let's move to FENIX. Okay, that's the FENIX. Intraday chart only because the history is not that big. Similar, and it's not a surprise that we are following the price action we have on the XEN on Polygon, right? Because there is a 10,000 to 1 when you are burning the XEN to get the FENIX, all right? So there might be a little bit chance of the possible arbitrage. But anyway, when it comes to the short-term price action, we have to try to hold the current low, right, around 2,700. If that's going to happen, the first line of the possible supply from the intraday perspective is around 3,600, and then again this swing high, and we are talking about the levels close to 4,400. You have to go through the light paper or white paper, if you wish, when it comes to the FENIX to really understand how big it could be. Especially, as I mentioned, we are going to launch this weekend FENIX on Ethereum. So as of now, trying to hold the bottom. Of course, if you are watching FENIX, then definitely you have to watch XEN on the Polygon to get the understanding what might be the next price action. Okay, and finally, DBXEN, the star. Today we are going to go through the DBXEN on Ethereum only, but in the near future I'm going to focus on DBXEN on other chains as well. Well, when it comes to the price action only, there was a swing high, double top formation, retest of the high, and the move lower. The important levels here is this bottom of this breakout candle around 42. And as you can see, lately we were trying to move higher, but it's been rejected exactly at that particular level, leaving the upper shadow and retesting the low. What we need here from the bull's perspective is to hold this swing low over here. As you can see, we are trying to hold this level with the nice lower shadows. Unfortunately, in case of the downside break, we might see level close to 14 and 12. But if we are going to see the daily close above 42, 45, then retest of 85 could be the name of the game, especially if you are going to take into the consideration the DBXEN NFTs project coming soon, where you are going to need DBXEN to get the power, to add into the power on your account. More details to come. So taking only this utility into the consideration, I really see very bright future, and I'm not gonna be surprised over time if we are going to finally get the daily close above 100. With that being said, wish you great trading day, wish you great accumulation day, stay safe, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and as usual, this video has educational purpose only, there is not financial advice. Take care and see you around. Goodbye.